90-day fiance, happily ever after, but not really. So let's get into it. So it starts with Debbie, Colt, and Jess, and they're in the hotel talking. And this is when Jess got upset because she found out that Vanessa was watching the bird or the cats, or whatever it is. Deb knew that Jess didn't know, but she said that to try to get Jess mad and leave Colt because Debbie has a problem. She doesn't like Colt with any woman so far, it seems. He hasn't said about his other relationships, but it seems like the Brazilian girls are problems. So she's trying to break them up. The producers catch her in her, did you purposely do that? And she's like, I don't know. And then she's saying, well, Colt, you can stay down here with me and you don't have to go back up with Jess because you don't know what she's going to do. Debbie, come on. So I'm like, oh, whatever. So Colt's like, my mom is purposely trying to sabotage me and Jess. And I don't like it, but I'm an adult. I'm going to try to work this out because I really want to marry Jess. And he leaves to go find her. And Jeb is like, damn. Kalani and Oswello. Now I'm going to go through this quickly. Pay attention. Focus. I talk fast, so you listen fast. Don't listen slow because you'll miss something. If not, rewind it, double tap, back 10 seconds. So they're in Washington. They're going to see his mom. And they're going to talk about, this money. At the end of the day, it's about this money. So Kalini comes, and I'm like, why is she here? But apparently, according to Asuelu, Kalani wasn't going to go if Kalini didn't come. I'm like, but okay. Anyway, so they go downtown to see his mom and his two sisters, and one of them is deaf. She asks Asuelu, who knows how to sign to communicate with her? And he's like, I think Tammy. You think? She been deaf how long and nobody knows how to sign? But move on. They see the mom, and then I'll show you the video of him kissing his mom. Look at that video. Just look at the video and be like, awkward. Just keep looking. I'll wait. Yeah, that's awkward, ain't it? So they kiss and it gets crazy. But then they go to some kind of, in Washington State, I'm guessing there's like a food truck place, and then you can go inside to eat where it's warmer because it was apparently freezing. And his mom has this big ass bubble jacket with a scarf on, but Asuelo has on a hoodie. I'm confused what the weather is, but okay. I'm guessing to his mom, it's really cold because if you are in Samoa or other countries where it's always warmer, cold is never going to be normal to you. So Asuelu goes, he goes, oh, mom, dad, mom, sister, sit down. I'm going to go get the food for you guys. Don't worry, I'm going to get the best of the best. They run how many times he says the best of the best. It must be like 15 times. He goes to this truck. I'm going to get the best of the best. Give me the best of the best for my family. And he goes to like 4 different food trucks to get the best of the best. He comes back and he puts all this food down and they start eating it, and then he's telling them, we bought gifts for you. And the sister trying to takes the baby, and it's like, oh, let's just eat this and see what's what. So they sit down and he talks about the gifts, and instantly Tammy's like, where's the money? Here we go. And he looks down and he gets, intimidated because it's something he didn't want to do because they want 1,000 and he's only giving them 100. He works part-time at a yoga shop, y'all. $1,000 is kind of unrealistic unless he has been telling his parents and family that he has all this money and he never thought that they would ask for money. I don't know how that went down, but okay. And she says, how much money? So Tammy says, did you bring money for mom? The mom says, how much money you have for me? Just like that, like raw dog. And she says, $100 is not enough. And he's like, that's all we have. We have 2 kids. I have a wife. That's it. And she goes, well, we have to send money back to our elders and the church. And I'm just like, what? And Tammy, it goes to Tammy's confessional, and she's just like, I told him I expected $1,000, and he only bought me 100. I'm disappointed. You told him. They've been in Washington for 12 years. Yeah, I ain't been sending money back. So Kalani is like, Tammy, basically, have you been sending money back? And she's Kalani has these big eyes, and she's like, and Tammy looks at her and she's like, it's none of your business. And she goes, it is my business because I'm his wife. And then the mother cuts her off and she's just like, no, I swear, Lou, um, leave my daughter alone. Basically, I asked my son, I didn't ask you. Your son is my husband. If I marry somebody from another country and their culture is to give money back to their family for whatever the case is, because usually the American dollar is more than another country's money, we'll give what we can give when we can give it. I am a part-time ice cream server at a yogurt shop. And you want $1,000 and I got two small kids and a wife that doesn't work. And she had the nerve to say, Kalani's parents have a lot of money. They'll take care of your kids. You and that's your small family. You take care of your bigger family. What? And then the only thing the sister said that was kind of smart was, why don't you work full time? And in my mind, it's like that's all they offered him to work. Maybe. Um, because and he said, I've been putting applications everywhere and it's really hard where we live and it's hard to find a full-time job. Um, I'm just I'm just surprised. Like I'm not surprised anymore. I'm not because they are all crazy with what they're asking for. How dare you tell my wife to send her business? Couldn't have been me. Couldn't have been me. Cause here's $100. Take it or leave it. And the mom gets upset. She's like, I'm done. I'm done. I'll take what you said before. Like basically, give me your scraps and I'm going home. They're supposed to go to the mom's house the next day. I don't know if that's gonna happen. It's gonna be a problem. That's a problem. Like when you marry a culture, you have to know what you're getting into. I don't know why Kalani isn't working yet. The kids are they're older to be able to go to daycare. Maybe can't afford daycare. I don't know what the case is. I don't know why you would have two kids if you can't work and you can't afford to have two kids. I don't know this. And I don't understand it and I'll never understand it. So I'm going to move on from that topic because I can go on and on about logic and concept. And this just makes no sense to me. I'm sorry. And maybe because I have to be in a situation to understand, but yet no, won't be me, not gonna be me, could never be me. Could never be me. Now we go to Larissa. Who cares? Like, I'll go through this real quick. Larissa goes to Carmen, basically begging her, can I come back there because I can't stay with Eric because his roommate threatened to call the cops on me. And then she's basically like, go get your stuff and come back here. You shouldn't live with somebody who threatens you, who threatens to call the cops. Larissa goes back to the house to get her stuff. She doesn't have her key. She's knocking on the front door. It looks pitch black in the house, like nobody's home. She goes around the back, assuming the back door's always open. And he out there brushing his teeth. What are you doing outside brushing your teeth? We gonna move on because that didn't make no sense to me, but whatever. Um, and then she walks in the house and is telling his friend, don't talk to me, you bitch. Girl, you don't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and you talking about somebody's a bitch. Okay, anyway. Um, and then she's like, I don't make sexy, I make love to you, and I don't know, I don't have experience like that, so you should help me and not talk about me. Like, what do you want? What do you want? If he tells you what he remembers he said to the girl, are you gonna be okay with him and move on and continue to date him? What's it gonna change? He still said it. And he's like, girl, and he keeps saying this girl, so I keep like, Erica, you little, how you doing? But I just don't know what the point is. He said it. He doesn't remember what he said. Y'all was broken up for 2 months. It don't matter no more. It don't matter. Next, next. Um, Tanya and Sinjin, they go back to South Africa, and they're going to see his brother. He gets in the car, and the car like jerks a little bit because he hasn't driven a stick in a while. And Tanya's like, oh, she gets all freaked out because she had an accident. And Sinjin's like, calm down, baby. He laughs it off, not thinking because she had the car accident, she has a little PTSD or anxiety. She starts bawling her eyes out. Picture. And then he apologizes because I guess he didn't realize that it really bothered her that much. Uh, what else? Then they go talk to his brother, and his brother telling him what happened. He's like, I don't want to talk about that because it gets me really sad. He gets emotional and starts like tearing up. And then they talking about, he said, so how, the brother was asking Sinjin, how is it over in the States? And he's like, the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And it's just, he says, a lot of storms, but we'll get through it. And Tanya's like petting him. Girl, calm down. Like, I'm not with that. But that's what you do. You like it, you love it, whatever. Um, and he's saying America is a crazy experience. And it's not all sunshine and roses. And he hasn't found any friends. And Tanya goes to her confessional, and it's like, he's been talking crap about America since he got there. You have got to understand, coming from a footloose, fancy, free lifestyle where you drink, you wake up when you want, you work at night, you sleep during the daytime, you're having fun, to America where you have to work to be able to live and function, is a different animal. I've lived in Virginia about 16 years. I still miss New York and compare it to New York every chance I get. Every chance I get. But then Tanya's worried basically that he also want to stay and not be with her. And then Sinjin's mom and her sister go to the market, and she's just like, I want kids, I want this, and I don't think he's gonna ever settle down. And she's like, you can't change him. He is who he is. He was who he was. You married him when you married him. You knew what it was. Let it go. Men do change over time. I can tell you, my husband has changed over time where it was all about certain things, and as you have a family, as you grow up, you let certain things go and change for your family. Maybe he'll get it, maybe he won't. But Tanya, you can't think this man's going to do it in 2 seconds because you said to do it. Andre and Libby. Andre is drunk and telling the family off. The family's trying to stay calm. The brother and Andre almost get into it. And then Libby's like taking him outside, and it's just awkward. They're asking questions to the family. My 2.7 cents is, if I go to a dinner with my husband's family after a long ass trip and we're just eating and getting acquainted, and I said, oh, how was Andre when he was a kid? Like, did y'all work together? It's conversation. So him getting so upset and aggressive, there's something to hide. They go outside and he's just yelling at Libby, and Libby's like trying to stand up for herself but not really. Then the friends come outside. It gets crazy. Look at the video of how he gets her in the car, because it wouldn't have been my black self. My black self wouldn't have been in that car with him talking to me like he's talking to me. Come on, Lib, get in the car. You're my wife. But look at the video. I'll wait. So that was crazy. Andre's crazy. He's good and crazy. He's good and crazy. She knew who he was. Move on. Angela and Michael, they go on a boat ride, and Angela is still talking about, like, Michael has to hurry up and answer. We're getting married in a week. And typical American, me included, I want to know right now. You can't tell me in a week. You got to tell me right now, the same second, because I asked you right now. And it's important to him to have a baby. It's his culture. It's who he is. It's who he was born to be. It's who he was raised up, how he was raised up. And Angela keeps trying to make him Americanized. It's not going to work, Angie. It's not going to work. And I think they shouldn't have or shouldn't continue with this whole wedding thing, because he wants a baby. So you either have to bend and let him get a concubine just to have the baby, and she's just off to the side. You don't got to take care of her according to the sisters and the aunt. And you just have a baby to have a baby. But you can't expect him to not ever have a baby and not carry his name on. And it seems like he's the only one left, maybe, or the baby. And Nigerian African culture, you have to have kids to carry on your name and your legacy, and that is very important. I will insert the video or pictures, I believe, I think I did, of what he feels about it. He looks so happy when he talks about having a baby and what it means to him. And she just gives zero. She don't care. She don't want to care. She's just like, whatever. It's me and your parents. You gotta upset your parents sometimes and do what you want to do. And it's not fair that your parents are putting this burden on you. It's not the parents. And he said, it's not my parents that's putting this on me. It's me. I want this. But he will never say that to her because she will backslap him and she will leave. And just look. Yeah, he just looks so happy. He looks very happy, and it's going to be a difficult decision because he loves her. But Angela needs to either get a surrogate and say that to the family, like we'll get a surrogate to have the baby, and she said I gotta lose weight, I gotta stop smoking, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Pick one of the three and move on so you can marry this man, because I'm overseeing y'all. Um, I get it that she wants him to stand up, but it's his belief too, not just his family. Then we got Paul and Karini. Paul is crazy. He's just crazy. They live in a house. It looks better than the house they had before. They live near a train. He said when it goes by, it shakes and you can't even hear what the other person is saying. And he's looking for a nail clipper in a bag. And he's literally in the whole bag with the bag over his head looking for a baby nail clipper. And Karini is just looking at him like, what are you doing? And she's telling him, you have to look for a job. All you do is on your phone. And he's like, oh, I'm networking and trying to do this and do that. And she says, you got 2 months, or me and the baby going back to Brazil. And we know from the blogs, she left his ass. So we're going to see what's going to happen. Talk to you later.